Welcome back, everyone. It is Monday, August 18th, and the MLB. Our two favorite plays are on the way. We're trying to go 2-0 today to kick off the week. As always, is Austin joined by Logan, recapping how we did on Sunday. I won it today, and man, if it was an 0-3 sweep, I don't know if Logan and I would have showed up this morning. But let's talk about it. Angels money line, they blew multiple 2-run leads, but of course they came through in the extra innings. I don't know why every money line we take has to be a sweat, but apparently that's how it's done. Evaldi was a bad play. I'll own that one. Yankees Cardinals under 9.5. Logan just he can't buy a winner right now. I mean, in that game, 6 unearned runs. Just I don't. What are we supposed to do there? 6 unearned. There was 12 total. Oh man, it was just frustrating to watch that whole game. But you know what? It is a new week, new us. Let's start with a 2-0 sweep today. We got 2 picks. Logan's got a money line. I got a player prop. Let's try to go 2-0. Maybe at the end of the video, I'll talk about 2 or 3 other leans I had. But we don't need to force a ton of picks onto the bankroll. So we're going to lead off with the money line. We've cashed our last 2. We had Brewers 2 days ago. They lost yesterday. Shout out Reds. And then we had the Angels yesterday. Logan, we need to stay hot on the money lines, and I'm gonna let you take it away with a good team. Take it.
Yeah, I have a divisional series, a big divisional series, and I'm rolling with the home team to start game 1 of this series. I'm taking the Red Sox on the money line, minus 118 odds on FanDuel. Now, I do like the fact that we're not having to lay a whole lot of juice. I hate taking juiced money lines of home teams because home teams do lose a lot in baseball, and then you're just losing on value. But the fact that it's just a little over even odds in this one, I'll go ahead and play it. The Orioles are coming off a decisive road series win in Houston. They looked great. I mean, they look like the Orioles of old in that Houston series, but I kind of think that was more of an outlier. I want to see them do it in a divisional series once again on the road in Fenway here. Got to fade them to start this series. Baltimore also 2-4 against the Red Sox in their last 6. Again, does it matter full on history? No, but it's a good trend, meaning that the Red Sox more often than not do win these games of the series, at least late. Now let's talk about who starts for the Red Sox today. It's going to be Dustin May, 4.67 ERA, 1.35 WHIP. Now Dustin May, aka Carrot Top, he's not been all that consistent this year, but I like the fact that he is entering this game in good form. In May, or in his 2 August starts, May has a 2.79 ERA. So sub-3 ERA, he's trending in the right direction recently. Hopefully he can avoid the blow-up start. I mean, if he gives us 2 to 3 earned runs today, I'll happily live with that. I mean, honestly, he's not an ace. That's why he's not commanding an ace price like Crochet. I mean, when you back the Red Sox with Crochet, you're paying a premium, and also you risk the blow-up that happened yesterday in the bullpen. With Dustin May, it's kind of more of a buy low spot. I like the way he's trending, and I think these Orioles bats, who are only hitting 191 this month versus righties, I think they just don't show up today. I mean, they are far too inconsistent recently to ever come out here and back Orioles with any sort of confidence. I know I tried fading the Orioles a few games ago, and they won 7-0 on my head. But this is still a decent spot for Dustin May. He's also 61st percentile in ground ball percentage, which is better than average. If he can just induce some ground balls and mix in the strikeouts, I think there's a variety of ways where he can get these Orioles hitters out. He's also coming off an 8 strikeout game against the Astros, so I just kind of like his matchup today. Again, he doesn't have to go out there and pitch a shutout, but he just has to go out there and avoid the blow up to give us a chance in this one. And then on the other side, it's going to be Trevor Rogers starting for the Orioles today. 1.43 ERA, 0.81 WHIP. I mean, I'd throw Trevor Rogers up there with the biggest surprises in baseball as far as unlikely pitchers to have a sub-2 ERA right now, because, I mean, it's incredible. I've tried fading him, didn't work. But this time, I think this is actually the spot I circle for a Trevor Rogers regression spot, meaning, I mean, he could give up 3 to 4 runs today and give us a chance to cash this bet. I think that's what the Red Sox tag him for today. The last 6 starting left-handed pitchers to face the Red Sox at Fenway have lost. That's a pretty big sample size, and I think the Red Sox offense can show up against them. They've been so good against lefties recently. 313 batting average versus lefties in the month of August. I think they get to Trevor Rogers. There's no stats that say Trevor Rogers is really heading towards regression. Like, he's elite in a lot of the categories, but you just have to trust that in this spot in the divisional game, the Red Sox get to him, and they've already seen him before, and they didn't get to him before. They faced Rogers faced the Red Sox back in May, went 6 1/3 innings pitched, no earned runs. The fact that they have some familiarity versus him didn't get to him back then, but now their bats are hot versus lefties. I hope they can continue that, that hot streak against lefties. Once again, win another one at Fenway against the left-handed pitching. I think I do like their matchup today. I like it better a second time around for them. I think they change it up a little bit. And then once these two starters come out, assuming they don't pitch very deep into this game, they'll probably each go maybe 5-6, for each of them. But Boston is 18th in bullpen ERA in the month of August. Baltimore 23rd in bullpen ERA in August. Something tragic happened yesterday. If you were on the Red Sox in any form and fashion, yeah, you got snake bitten by the bullpen. It happens. I mean, when you back baseball long enough, you just come in and see a guy come in and sell. And that's what happened against the Marlins yesterday. They didn't have Aroldis Chapman. They panned to the bullpen, and there he was sitting there with his sunglasses on, just on the bench, because he pitched him back-to-back days. They weren't going to pitch him again yesterday. Now he should be available today, assuming he needs to come in and close. I think the Red Sox bullpen is still the better unit, pound for pound versus this Orioles team. So give me the Red Sox on the money line. Love that as my favorite pick of the day. But Austin, you got to pick. What you rolling with?
Yeah, I got a player prop. It's an under and outs. Yesterday's didn't go our way. Evaldi just absolutely carved up the Blue Jays. Ended up getting to him a little bit later on in that game. At the end of 6, he had about 85 pitches, so they still trotted him out there given the score. If it was maybe a tighter game, maybe they didn't, but it was 8-2 or something like that. Instead, I will be going out to Detroit. I'll be fading the road pitcher there. I'm fading Spencer Arrighetti under 16.5 outs, minus 125 on Bet365. I like this at 15.5. I mean, not a lot of times does a guy come into the 6th inning, only get 1 out and then dip. They're normally going to at least get 2 or probably go and finish that inning. But I like fading him today. I don't think he makes it in that 6th inning. Heck, if he doesn't want to make it in the 5th, I'll allow it too. But we're fading him as he will be pitching against the Tigers. And something about Arrighetti, who's making his 5th start back from injury, he's really struggled on the road in his career. Now, he hasn't pitched necessarily too many innings on the road because this is only his 2nd year, but he has struggled. If you look at his home numbers, you'd be like, all right, in Houston, he's backable, 3.84 ERA and a 1.18 whip. But on the road, the ERA jumps to 5.59. And the whip jumps to 1.64. So again, if you're giving up over 1, nearly 2 guys on base every single inning, it's going to add up. The pitchers are just going to add up. And we've seen the Tigers, they are hit or miss. Sometimes they're scorching hot. Sometimes they aren't. They are coming off a series win against the Twins, but did lose the most recent game on Sunday, 8-1. So not a lot there. So you're looking for a bounce back here. Over the last 10 days, they rank 9th in walk percentage versus righties, which is going to be important because Arrighetti, sometimes he's erratic. If he's not getting the swing and miss in the dirt, he's going to walk guys, and we've seen him do that time and time again in his career. Arrighetti, one of the batterers ahead. So we're talking 1-0, 2-1. You're looking at guys that are hitting 267 when they're ahead in the count, 513 on base percentage. So again, we're seeing him really struggle when he gets behind in the count. So hopefully that will trigger the Tigers to start to maybe take some pitches and try to get ahead in the count and try to do some damage to him. Like I said, this is 5th start back from injury. He has yet to throw 90 pitches in a start. I don't know if it's just the guy that they really want to run into the ground here. They could use some length from him given how the bullpen performed against the Orioles. But again, I don't, even if they want length, it's not like he's going to give it to him. I think they'd be settled with 5 innings pitched if they could get that out of him. And he has really struggled in his career versus lefties. In his career, 13% walk rate to lefties. Righties are right around 8%. You think about the Tigers as a team that they really, against righties and lefties, they platoon them. They have guys like Colt Keith, Kerry Carpenter, Riley Green, Perez, McKinstry, Sweeney. He's going to see 6 lefties today, probably. And so again, if he's seeing 6 lefties, he's struggling with walking them. All it takes is 1 big inning and he could be out of there. We're talking like a 25, 30 pitch inning. That's going to set him back. He's not going to be able to make it into the 6th inning. Now, Evaldi yesterday didn't really have any of those. The only one that really the Blue Jays got to him was in that 6th inning. I don't know how many pitches he threw in that one, but again, he had a lot of like 8 to 12 pitch innings. If you're doing that, yeah, you'll go deep into a game. But this is the guy in Arrighetti. Last year, he averaged about 18 pitches per inning. This year, he's right around the same, even though he's only started 4 times. So again, the only game that he went over this line was his first start against the Mets. He threw 6 innings pitched, 87 pitches, and he only allowed 3 base runners, 1 hit and 2 walks. But since then, we've seen him give up 3, 11, then only 1 hit in his most recent start. But the walks have been there 3, 1, and then 5 walks in his most recent game against the Red Sox, where he only made it 5 in each pitch, despite only giving up 1 hit. So again, he can do it different ways. Like I said, he had 1 start in there where he gave up 5 walks, another start in there where he gave up 11 hits. So it's Arrighetti. You just never know what you're getting from him. And I just think this is a really tough spot for him. So I like taking his under and outs at 16.5. I don't think he makes it in the 6th. I'll take the under and outs. Let's hope the Tigers offense shows up, or they at least work the count and get Arrighetti's pitch count rising up there. Then I will talk about a couple leans I had. If I had to do a third play, I looked at the Royals' first 5 money line. Historically, they have hit Jack Leiter very well. Jack Leiter also struggles on the road. Michael Wacha a lot better at home. The problem is why I didn't do it is because the Rangers and Royals feel like 2 teams that flip a coin. You have no idea what you're getting from them. Yesterday, the Rangers offense was cooking. Days before that, they couldn't do anything. Same thing could be said with the Royals. Yesterday, they were getting no hit into like the 7th inning or something like that. Then they finally did turn it around late in that game. So I'm just not going to get involved. Royals and Rangers, you don't really know what you're getting from them. I also looked at taking the Dodgers today, maybe minus 1.5 in the first 7. I don't think I'd want to lay the 2.5. I just don't want to do that. But I do think that you could see the Dodgers run it up on Kyle Freeland. Good numbers against him. Yamamoto has pretty good numbers against the Rockies. And then another pick I looked at was Rangers Suarez, trying to back him. He just hasn't really looked great as of late. The Mariners are kind of a hit or miss team against lefties. They're also coming off the Little League World Series game from last night, having to travel to Philly and stuff like that. Not a big travel there, but still traveling late night game, having to get in late or early today. I don't know if that's going to bode well for them scoring runs. Ranger, though, has not looked good as of late. So I'm not going to force those picks. We're just going to do our 2. As you saw, Red Sox money line and Spencer Arrighetti's under and outs. Let's try to go 2-0. Let's try to get on a heater to at least end the MLB season in a respectable number. I know the season's been a disaster, but we can still turn the season around a little bit. The futures are looking good so far. This is a big series for Ohtani out in Coors. We need some homers from the man, because if you don't know, we have a quarter unit long shot on Ohtani to lead the league in homers and Crochet to lead the league in Ks. I want to say Crochet is currently leading it. Him and Skubal are neck and neck now that Wheeler is injured. And then Ohtani, I think, is like 3 or 4 home runs behind Cal Raleigh. So again, Ohtani, we need like a 4-homer game. Go get it done today. But those are our favorite picks. There are a couple NFL future videos on the screen. If you want to go check those out, go do it. We have some long shots already placed for the NFL season. And with the NFL season just around the corner, we'll be posting some long shots, probably like, or not long shots, some more like straight bets, 2-3 unit futures for the MLB season. We'll wait to post those in a few weeks, but we'll see you guys then. Let's have a 2-0 day. I'll see you guys back tomorrow on Tuesday for Dinger Tuesday. See you then. Peace.